Want to launch your own job board? I'll show you how to build a portal where companies can post, candidates can apply, and the hiring process will be smoother. So let me show you how right now. Welcome to Knack. My name's George, and on this video, I'm going to show you how to build a job board portal. Now, you won't need any developer skills or designer skills. This is a no-code solution, so everything's going to be super easy. Plus, it's going to scale with your business. So let's get started, all right? So let's go ahead and jump over to the Knack dashboard, and this is where we're going to get started. Now, you have three options. You have your generate with AI, which is one of my favorite options. Start from a template if you can find a template for something that you already need, or you can import your data. Now, if you go ahead and start with a template, go ahead and search, for example, in this case, a job, if you're looking for a job board portal, and you might find something that you might need. But if you can't find it, don't worry about this. The best option would be generate with AI. And this is where we're going to describe what the job board portal will need. In this case, the AI will generate the correct tabs, the user roles, and the pages required for your board portal. Now, in this case, I've already asked it so employers can connect with qualified candidates, employers can post jobs, manage listings, etc. This is what I need for my personal use case. Now, I'm good to go. I'm going to go ahead and create this, and the AI is going to do its job. In less than 3 minutes, we are going to have a customized portal for our job board portal. Okay, so let's give it a few minutes. Here we go. We just got our results, and it created 4 tables for us, including job listings, applications, and more. So let's get started. As I mentioned before, this is a no-code solution, so no developer skills needed at all. Now we get a quick glimpse of the main dashboard that was created for our job board portal. Now, the idea is for you to analyze it and see if this is what you need, and you can customize it even more. Now, the first thing I want to do is show you the actual live app that was just created with a demo data for your job board portal. So in this case, we get a quick glimpse of what the dashboard is going to look. So we got our dashboard, we have our employers list right here, we got our job seekers, and we got a list for those, job listings, applications, admin controls, job alerts, etc. All of this was created automatically using AI. Now we can go ahead and customize each one of these pages by changing the look, style, the type of graph that we're viewing, the sections. We can move everything around. So in this case, I have selected this section, which is the chart and reports. And on the right, we have the settings for each one of the elements that we select. In this case, I have selected this chart, which is the employees by industry. And I have the option to change the title, the description, the appearance, the style, the data display, filtering, etc. And all that will be available for each one of the elements that you select, including adding sections if you need more sections here, including removing sections or customizing it. Now, these are all the pages created right here for the employers, for the job seekers, and each one of these was created automatically with AI. Now, by default, they are not locked. That means that anyone who registers will have access to every single one of these sections. But not to worry, we can lock these and we can assign user roles to each one of these sections. So for example, if I select the employers, I click on the menu button and I have the option to protect page with login. And then we're going to get the options for this. So we can make new users register to access this page. In this case, yes, which logged in users can access this page. And we can say all logged in users or a specific user role. So in this case, we have 3 user roles already created here, which is employers, job seekers, and administrators. So let's just say that only employers and administrators will have access to this page. So I'll go ahead and add the login. And now we have a lock for all these sections. So the employer logins is now locked. Now, what if we want to lock every single one of these pages? Well, to do that, let's go ahead and jump into our settings, go to user logins, and in user logins, we have 3 available options, including secure individual pages with a login or secure individual pages with the same login, or do not require login access for your application. So maybe it's public, okay? So in this case, we want to lock all of them. I'm going to save this. Here we go. It is now updated. Let's go back into pages, and all pages are now locked, okay? So that's one of the ways that you can lock each one of these pages. So that's for pages. Now, what about user roles? Let's just say that the user roles created were fine, or maybe you need to add a new user role. That is possible right here. So first off, let me show you employers. So employers has each one of these columns created based on your request with AI. So you got your user roles, company name, phone, address, etc. But what if you need a specific field that you need to ask for your employers in this case? We can go ahead and jump into the fields section, and you have the available fields here, which you can move up or down or remove them and we can add more fields by clicking on add fields. So in this case, we can name our field and select the data type that we are requesting for that data field. So there's several available data types that we can use for these. So all that available when you add fields to these. And if you need to create a brand new user role, go ahead and click on add a role here, name your role, and go through the process of adding fields for that user role that you've just created. Plus, you have also page access for the employers in this case. Now on the right, we have more settings. We have our connection fields. In this case, employers page is already connected to the employers in this case. So you can see it's already viewable here, and we can add a connection to it here. We can also have validation rules, conditional rules, and the task all available right here. Now that is for the user roles. Now, all the data is going to be here in tables. So we got our tables where we have all our job listings, applications, the admin controls, and the job alerts. Now, if I go to job listings, in this case, I'm able to view each one of these columns, and it has the details required for what we asked for, again, via AI. But if we need more details, if we need more fields, that is possible by going into the field section and adding the field that you need by naming the field and setting the data type that you need for that data field. So it's super easy. And on the right, we have our connection fields, our validation rules, our conditional rules, and our task for the tables. So it's super easy to get started. Now, what if you want to change the look and style of your portal? Well, that is going to be over here on this paintbrush where we select the themes. Now, by default, this one is selected, my custom theme, and I'm going to select it, and it's going to open up the theme settings. In this case, I'm able to change the style and layout of this theme by changing fonts, table designs, appearance, the details of the colors, the layouts, and all that will be available here, so you can customize it, and you have the option to view light mode and the dark mode. Now, once we're good to go, there's also the option for flows where you can automate some of the processes here on Knack. We're going to go and select a template, and there's several templates available that we have to go through the connection process, and we'll be good to go to start using flows, which is super easy. And that is super easy to create your job board portal here. Now, I do recommend that you go to settings and go through the setting process right here. And if you want to go advanced, you have API encode options and the embed option to embed your Knack job board portal. So it's super easy to create a job board portal without having to know any developer or designer skills. So it's super easy to create your portals here on Knack. Definitely check it out. Sign up in the link in the description and start creating your portals right away. And that's a wrap.